Rap in 2024 was definitely interesting to say the least in my opinion. There was some albums that were good, some albums that were bad, and even speculation that the genre is dying as a whole due to low sales overall, rather it be shows, albums, and many more I possibly left out. Speaking of left out, that is what we're talking about today. Things that need to be left in 2024 Rap Edition, or whatever I'll call this. This is a very tricky title. And you see what I did there with the intro left? I apologize. What's up everyone, this is Angie's, and before I start, Happy New Year's of course. I hope everybody watching this have a great New Year's and elevate the best they can do. I know I personally haven't been uploading like that as much as I want to, but you see that the quality has gotten slightly better. New camera, new mic, but I'm still broke. I'm not gonna wrap y'all ear off too much before I get into the video itself, but all I'm gonna say is the vids I dropped last year were pretty much samplers of what I want to do this year. Like, I'm gonna do the rant videos of course, but it just want to be something that I really want to talk about and take a deeper dive into. My next video, or the video that I'm planning on, is literally a video covering TikTok of all things, and yeah, we're gonna see where that goes. It might be an hour, might be 10 minutes, who knows. All I'm saying is I don't want to spit out anything like I did when I was a young boy, you know? Like, I don't want to drop like 1 or 2 videos or 3 videos per week that I'm not confident in. Quality over quantity, you know? And also, 2 of the videos that I dropped recently, not recently, but the more recent videos, well, the most recent videos, they both have 1K plus views, which it is I am very grateful for. My fault for the stuttering, I don't have a script on me right now. So all I'm saying is, if I could do that, I know I could do way more, but only time will tell. I wouldn't say this video is a jab per se at artists. It's more of a general thing, rather it be underground artists or mainstream artists that I feel like need to be left behind in 2024 or the years prior to that. Because what's not a better way to start the year off with some negativity? Because, you know,
I thrive off negativity. Anything negative, I'm for.
First thing on my list of things that need to be left in 2024 is rage bait comparison. Now, some of y'all might be thinking to yourselves or about to type away, rage bait has been a thing since internet been born pretty much, and we can't take that away as long as there's internet. Well, yes, that is true, but we can't just let these dumbass comparisons slide, and last year was so notorious for that, with the main obvious point is Ian and Yeet. For the 2 people who have no idea where I'm going with this, right, I'm gonna do a brief summary of what sparked up this comparison. So we all know Yeet, right? Or I'm assuming you do if you click this video. We all know Yeet, the biggest person to come out of the 2021 underground wave, right? Whereas the sync sound, his beats, talking about Twizzy's Tonkas or whatever he's talking about, right? Basically standing out for the rest, which is making him a mainstream name in current day. And then you compare him to Ian. Y'all might think I'm glazing or whatever the young boys be saying nowadays. No, I'm gonna just say dick eating. Y'all might think I'm about to dick eat when I say this. Hey, that rhymes. But anyway, y'all think I'm about to dick eat when I say this. But literally, if you compare Yeet to Ian, Ian is literally Yeet, but take everything I just said about Yeet in reverse. It might come off as me being a hater, and I know that Ian has a fan base that might come after me after saying this, but literally nothing stands out about Ian. And I don't want to sound like a broken record because it's pretty much common knowledge at this point, but literally, if you take away his Ian whole gimmick of him being a white kid, a suburban white kid, and I'm not using that as an insult, that's literally what his promotions is. It's a suburban white kid who talks about average trap rapper things and rapping over these old 2006 Chief Keef, Gucci Mane type beats. There's literally nothing going on. I don't want to play the race card or anything, but if it wasn't for the obvious, and if it was just an average black teenager or whatever, or if it's not the originators of them same type beats, nobody would bat an eye to that shit. Which blew my mind when Ian was first coming up, when he dropped his valedictorian tape. People was already comparing him, not even a year into the mainstream. I don't even think he was mainstream at this point. He was still underground. Not even a year being known and he's already being compared to Yeet, which around that same time, Yeet dropped 2093 and pretty much elevated his sound by now. And then later on the year, when Yeet and Ian both dropped on the same day, on October 18th, I vividly remember the date, on October 18th, 2024, Lifestyle and Goodbye Horses dropped on the same day. And I'm gonna be honest, it's basically just two Yeet albums. And dropping Goodbye Horses on the same day as Lifestyle, whether that was planned or not, made the argument 10 times more stupid in my opinion, because it just proved that they are not comparable at all. Because if you listen to songs such as, hold up, Goodbye Horses and My Call, I had to read from the script real quick because I don't remember the song names. It's literally some stuff you would hear from 2093. And another example, there was a point of time where niggas was comparing, please hold my hand when I say this, niggas was comparing Little Baby and fucking Osama son to each other. I'm not even gonna entertain that shit. Y'all are just dumb. Apologize for the outburst, but I'm gonna just let y'all realize how dumb that realistically sounds. Whether y'all like Osama son music or Lil Baby music or not, I'm just not gonna entertain that. Next topic I had in mind is gimmicky white rappers. Now I don't know what's up with predominantly the underground accepting any and everything from white rappers, but that shit gotta stop, man. I know I just talked about Ian and his whole gimmick, but there's a main target that I had instantly in mind besides Ian. So, Netspend. Where do I even begin with this kid? I know a lot, and I mean a lot of the underground fans love Netspend music all of a sudden. I don't know how, what was the sudden change when he literally blew up from being ass. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating or nothing. He blew up from being clowned on just to be loved. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say it's me being older. No. Y'all just can't convince me that's good music, I'm sorry. Netspend is the prime example of what I mean by white gimmicky rappers. Just because they're non-black artists who typically talk about the average trap stuff, the Ians like I mentioned earlier, the Lil Mabus, I know he's not underground but the point still stands, the 1900 Rugrats, okay that's how you say his name. They all follow the same formula of having a very different look to the average topic of a mainstream trap rapper. Well, I don't even know what Netspend be talking about. Actually, I got a little test for y'all. If y'all go in the comments and tell me I'm gonna repeat that, one good Netspend lyric. He dropped the album recently, it can't be that hard. If you drop one good lyric from Netspend, I will cash app you $10, no bullshit. I mean, I'm saying it can't be that hard. He somehow got 1.7 million monthly listeners by the time of this recording. Some of y'all gotta be listening to this man unironically. And before y'all ask, no, I have not listened to the album at all, so that's why I'm asking y'all, can y'all give me one good lyric from that album? Because he has 1.7 million monthly listeners. I don't know how. And allegedly he has a documentary on the way, so the same people who was clowning on him all of a sudden loving him, that just blows my mind, I'm gonna be honest. But I'm not gonna lie, I did say I didn't listen to the album, which is still the case, but Beach League kind of slide though.
So much weed I broke the leaf from OT/OD off the opiates. I swear I get too geeky. Make me leave. So sad.
All I'm saying is, if there's gonna be more white gimmicky rappers, at least let them have good music overall instead of one or two good songs. For example, Ian has a few good songs off his project Goodbye Horses, and Rugrat has this song I'm gonna put up on the screen that I like, and the song with Skrilla was pretty nice, I guess, but that's a feature, so realistically he only has one good song I like. But these type artists overall gonna be the most boring artists of all time, and their image 9 times out of 10 carries them. Well, except Lil Mabu, I don't think he'll ever have a good song at his catalog. Did you know he dropped a song called Young Cracker like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, he's still on that bullshit. But next topic. If y'all know me from my TikTok videos, it's a high chance you don't, but anyway, if y'all know me from that, I'm a vivid believer of albums shouldn't be longer than 20 plus songs. I'd even go to say anything over 15 songs on a project, especially on albums, is crazy. Because I'm not saying that I have a low attention span or anything like that. No, not at all. If I'm genuinely interested to listen to music, I'm gonna listen to it. If I'm interested in an artist, or if it's someone I don't like and I feel like they can redeem themselves, no matter what the case is, if I'm interested, I'm interested. And this topic is really not that bad compared to the others. More of a personal preference type thing. And it's really not that bad compared to like 2020 when the deluxe albums were a thing during a pandemic or whatever. Luckily, those died down, thank God, for the most part, but I still feel like it needs to be covered. The two examples I'm going to use is both of the Reverence albums by Jace and SZA's most latest project for a deluxe album, SOS, Lana. I know I just said 2 albums and gave y'all 3, and SZA's an R&B artist, but it's my video. What are y'all gonna do about it?
Ass niggas that got a problem with me, come kill my uncle about it, pussy.
And I'm mostly talking about the first Reverence when I'm talking about Jace, but since I already brought him up, I might as well talk about him. Pretty much, the thing with Jace, before y'all say anything, I'm not saying the songs are entirely bad. If anything, there's a lot of songs I come back to from the first Reverence. I can't say the same about the second Reverence, but it's still got a few okay songs, cool songs I come back to from time to time. But anyway, my bias aside, the main takeaway is the first Reverence album, which is supposedly Jace's debut album to the mainstream, is 29 songs. And the second one is 25 songs. Reverence just seemed like more of a compilation of songs than an actual album, especially, mind you, a debut album, which is supposed to basically lead on to newer listeners who don't know what a Jace project sound like, which is very hard to put somebody on to Jace, honestly, due to how much he drops while still claiming to be quote unquote retiring. He probably dropping something as I'm recording this video, which is why I say I feel like it's very hard to put somebody on a Jace when his most commercially successful album, aka his debut album Reverence, the first one, is easily full of good songs that people can get easily into. But the thing is, it's 29 songs. With SZA's Lana Deluxe project, it consists of 38 songs overall, 15 new songs, to a project that already has 23 songs. You see where I'm going with this? It just seems like rap, not even rap, just music in general. I don't know if it's just me, but it just seems like albums or any sorts of projects just seems like more focused on streams than the actual message that a rapper, singer, R&B artist, in this case with SZA, they're trying to get more. The streams is more of the priority than the actual music itself, pretty much, or the message they're going towards with a new project. We all know that more streams equals better, right? Not the quality of the music, but pretty much is banging, pretty much, right? So I feel like that's where TikTok comes in. I feel like it's a blessing and a curse that TikTok is this, like, yeah, it'll possibly put us on to newer artists or whatnot and newer songs and go viral and whatnot, but some casual people will only check out them viral songs, and then that will lead up to the artist possibly fishing for more viral songs, adding all these songs until they get the one, they find the one, instead of doing it for the love of the game. I could be yapping 9 out of 10. Yeah, I'm not reading off the script currently, but that's just my opinion. About time I give my take on the whole Drake and Kendrick scandal. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because realistically I've been stopped caring about the whole thing and it got corny as more as it went on. But I'm not saying it was corny due to the music itself. No, if anything, they was holding on against each other well until Meet the Grams came out and The Heart Part 6, and we all know how that went. The only reason I feel like the beef got corny is because of the OVO stands only bringing up numbers as their counter argument of why Drake won the beef, nothing else. One thing, if you feel like Drake or the Not Like Us rapper actually won the beef, alright, cool, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But if you're just missing the entire point in including sales as an argument on why Drake or Kendrick has won the beef and not any of the disses in question, I can't take your opinion seriously. And this is coming from someone who believed Drake had the upper hand when the beef was first starting off, but then we all know how that went. I'm not even going to bother explaining because, again, I don't care about the topic enough. And it seemed like Drake fans during the whole thing were so afraid to admit that their favorite rapper isn't doing the best, similar to another fan base that I'll cover in a bit. So instead of talking about how maybe Drake is doing good or bad, they lead up the sales or say that Kendrick haven't been relevant until he brought up Drake's name. A man that's been relevant since 2010. Oh my god. Then when you think this whole thing died down between Drake and Kendrick, GNX instantly dropped months later, and I instantly hated the beef all over again. Not because of the quality of the music, I'ma keep on saying that. It's because of the stands keep on coping and thinking the whole thing is about Drake when this whole time it's not. Maybe a song or two is possibly about the man, I don't know and don't remember about GNX because I was getting fed up with both of their asses, but all I'm saying is I know for a fact that entire album was not about him. And you want to know what the Drake fans do for the millionth time? You guessed it, they brought up sales when the first week dropped for GNX compared to For All the Dogs. As if Drake did not drop an EP this year. Y'all remember that? They really out here comparing an album that was heavily promoted and anticipated by fans with multiple mainstream features, by the way, compared to GNX, which consists of not a lot of mainstream features, realistically too, and a lot of LA locals, and on top of that, it was a surprise drop, so nobody knew it was dropping. It's always been a thing in rap, I hate it, where some fans would think, oh, sales equals quality, aka Drake stands, because they're doing that with literally For All the Dogs, and realistically For All the Dogs was not that good, so they're just using him selling 300k as a coping mechanism on why he's better than Kendrick, which is very stupid, and why I feel like we should leave that in 2024.
No music.
Now I'm not even gonna go off the dome with this. I'm gonna read the script. In the year of 2024, Playboi Carti has done the following: 8 songs, 1 on streaming services, 72 fit picks. Even asked the fans, do we want the album this month, aka December, or January? We're currently in January, by the way. Oh yeah, and there was this one dickhead saying the following. Just play the clip, man. I might fuck around and break my iPad, bro.
What did he say? I said, y'all want me to drop the album this year or January? This year.
Hey, whenever you want, bro. Whenever you want, bro.
Alright, so as I'm almost done wrapping this video up with the editing, it came to my attention that he did this shit again. Yeah, y'all can look for that shit yourselves. And on top of that, he's 30 years old. Well, not exactly 30, but he's pushing 30. Next. And speaking of Playboi Carti, the last topic I want to talk about in this vid is the Whole Lotta Red Effect. In fact, I actually had a whole script ready talking about the Whole Lotta Red Effect when a specific album came out at the time, which I'm about to talk about in a little bit. But I didn't like where it was heading, so I just scrapped the whole entire idea entirely. But that's what we're here for today, talk about why I think the Whole Lotta Red Effect simply does not exist. The reason why I say the Whole Lotta Red Effect does not exist is because I simply feel like it's a coping mechanism for when an artist who usually drop good projects decides to drop something that's generally bad to the public, and the stands who like anything, of course they're stands, they're gonna like it and try to find every reason to like it. So they just simply say a Whole Lotta Red Effect is going to come with this album because it happened with Carti. And y'all already know where I'm going with this, but if you don't, the best example is EA2 by Lil Uzi. And let me tell y'all, the week EA2 came out, the Uzi stands were so unbearable that week. Granted, they are already bad as it is because usually when Uzi hype up an album and it comes out, they instantly complain about that shit for whatever reason. And that leads to Uzi instantly saying, oh, that's not the real music I wanted out. So what was the real music? When the whole time there's literally nothing wrong with the projects. Great. EA1 was pretty cool, although I didn't like it personally as a whole, but there's still some songs that I respect. Pink Tape was pretty good in my opinion, but EA2, the one time he didn't listen to fans, we got a lot to talk about. I just find it very ironic that the one album Uzi decided to not tell the fans that he's hyping this up or this is the one, and only let us know in like 3 days in advance before it comes out, is the only album Uzi fans claim to have a whole lot of red effect. And it did not have a whole lot of red effect. I'm letting you know now. It has been 2 months since it came out. But before we get into that, what is the whole lot of red effect exactly? Well, for the 2 people who clicked on this video and have no idea what I'm talking about, again, let me give you a breakdown. As many people give Whole Lotta Red is praise as an album, it always haven't been like this when it first dropped. Almost 4 years ago, on Christmas of 2020, almost everyone hated the album due to how different it was, and fans were expecting the album to sound the way it does due to multiple anticipated leaks, and the fans were expecting pretty much the leaks for Whole Lotta Red Volume 1 before it officially dropped. But clearly that was not the case at all of what we got compared to what fans were anticipating. It took fans multiple listens to fully digest and understand what Carti was going for on the album, for it to be praised by everyone once it fully clicked with fans and started a whole new genre in rap. Originally I wasn't going to say except me personally, but personally I recently grew to enjoy the album for what it is more than back in the day. But I 100% still believe that shit was not worth it. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, after reading that, it looked like it will be the same case with music. Hopefully not, but chances are very low. But off the topic of one 30-year-old, let's talk about the other one and why EA2 wasn't good. My problem with EA2 is it's so inconsistent. Like the first 2 songs, we start off well. I'm expecting, okay, Uzi might have something coming, but oh yeah, he definitely has something coming, all right. That did not sound good at all. Like, I don't know what was that weird point in time of niggas randomly tapping into nitrous, but
Ryan Garcia, this yeah, I'm on the nitrous.
Not only that was a dark time in music, but that was also a dark time in social media history, but Slab already covered that a while ago. And it's not like Uzi was taking any risks or anything with EA2. No, if anything, he just downgraded himself. The only risk he really took was hitting nitrous mid-studio session, I guess. I'm willing to say that Pink Tape is better deserving to have a quote-unquote whole lot of red effect on people than EA2 in my personal opinion. Not the album where 2 songs in, it seems like he's trying, and then 5 other songs afterwards, he just bullshitting, either rapping off beat or hitting whippets mid-song.
Yeah, I get high, right with my thoughts, I said why?
It in wash, rinse, repeat. Like, are we missing a point? The reason why it's called the Whole Lotta Red effect is because Whole Lotta Red is literally the only album to have that effect on people where they didn't understand it at first and then grew to like it over time and understand where Carti was going for. The only album I'm willing to agree deserved that title outside of Whole Lotta Red, of course, is 2093 by Yeat, because Yeat took risks. Instead of doing the Tonkas, bells, and whatnot, he just did some straight up EDM music, house music, whatever you want to call it. I'm not so sure. It's late at night. I'm kind of losing it. Like, yeah, the people who usually listen to Yeat for that type of stuff, they didn't like the album, but the outsiders who tend to not like Yeat, who does the Tonka and bell stuff, they actually love the album, which is why I feel like it deserved a Whole Lotta Red effect title, because I feel like that's what Yeat was going for, to cater to a different audience. Not an album where EA2 literally had 50-50 discussions, more like 60-40, because I've been seeing more people say they didn't like it, and then, like I said, this whole section, the Uzi stands were literally the only ones defending the album for whatever reason, when they don't like anything else. Look, all I'm saying is, if you like something that's generally not liked by the public, then that's perfectly fine. But don't try to push the Whole Lotta Red effect agenda, because, like I'm saying this whole section, that shit simply does not exist. There has yet to be an album where it has the same effect on people like Whole Lotta Red, to the point it's starting a whole new wave of music. But that's just me.